And listen to the statements coming in. Let me just read out, Ashwani, what Santosh Lad has said. Most of 95% of India is backward class. If she doesn't want to be part of it, so be it. Let her only be with 5%. What kind of a statement is this to be made? Are you going to accept this statement?
Madhavji, first of all, you talked about accountability of the government in Bangalore. We have already allocated around 60,000 crores and we are building 45 kilometer tunnels road, 17 elevated corridors covering around 100 kilometers and building double-decker flyovers along metro lines. Now, coming back to the potholes, you know which state top in the pothole deaths? Uttar Pradesh, followed by Madhya Pradesh. These are the top two states where death because of potholes happens. What we are telling as in government is, we are putting all efforts to ensure the infra in Bangalore is superior quality. In order to build the infra, there will be a problem and you have to appreciate our effort and support us in doing that.
What is the problem? What is the infra built? Where are the roads in Electronic City? Where Infosys is and where your top IT companies are, there the infrastructure is pathetic. That's what she's saying. She's saying investors are coming in and saying what a bad state of affairs Bangalore has. You're competing with China, you're competing with Western countries, which have world-class infrastructure. Why can't we get it right for decade after decade? How long should people wait, Ashwani?
Madhav, Bangalore has a problem in terms of expansion of the road horizontally.
So you have to build tunnels, there's a lot more than we can do. Again, the same argument. Let me bring that to Priya Chetty Rajgopal. Is that the only problem Bangalore has, that the roads cannot be broadened?
Oh, no, of course not. The first thing that should have been done was a strong investment in broader real-time infrastructure, which is suburban rail, buses. We've forgotten pedestrians 100 times over. You and I know that. Short distances we can walk, but let's not go there. I'm saying the approach has two extremes. Either it's piecemeal, like we will fix this pothole, like we've just invented it now, or we will go into the tunnel road at 18,000 crores. So there is nothing in between. And add to all our problems right now, we also have this wonderful unit called the Greater Bangalore Authority, which has replaced the BBMP, which is now creating so much of confusion. And I'm sure it'll settle down. To give them credit, I'm sure it'll settle down. But we don't know which ward is allotted to whom. We don't know who our engineers are. We don't know who our immediate the guy for stormwater drains, the person for electricity. So we end up as citizens struggling. So you're talking about a macro issue, we're talking about a micro issue, and we are definitely suffering. But coming back to what, the point that you made, and I think, the impression I get is, we're a family, we should not take our problems outside. In some strange way, I actually relate to that. I understand why our ministers are saying that. Because, they invest so much, they're doing so much, they genuinely care for the city and the state. All of that. But what kind of familial old school world are we in today that we do not encourage feedback? Absolutely. And what worries me is this tone policing diversion, which has come up now. It's a very clever tactic to avoid accountability. Now, I'm taking umbrage with her tone. She should not say it like this without addressing the substance of the criticism.
Absolutely. And in fact, this is the same sort of situation I see with another icon of Bengaluru. When N.R. Narayan Murthy gives it in writing in Kannada that he does not want to be part of a government survey, then he's called all sorts of names by Priyank Kharge. He's doing this at the behest of BJP, so on and so forth. Now, will you treat at least the icons of Bengaluru with some respect, Mr. Mishra? Because this is certainly not the way. You may not agree with their personal views, but is it necessary to politicize them, attribute motive, saying they're doing this for political reasons?
We expect all people who has their offices, buildings, employees in Bangalore to help government in make Bangalore beautiful. Whatever way it is, we take constructive criticism. We don't shy away from accountability. We do take constructive criticism. However, we appreciate that if they appreciate the government effort and lend a hand, so that we can make Bangalore or entire
doing it at the behest of BJP. Why don't you do it in other regimes? Why don't you criticize the center? This is all constructive criticism. This is how you healthily accept constructive criticism, according to you.
Madhav, these are non-political people and we expect them to be non-political. If you make a political
so they can't
statement,
comment
we
on the
don't expect
garbage in front of the roads. They can't
political
comment on
statement.
potholes.
And what we are expecting from
Are
them is
potholes of a particular
constructive
political
criticism.
party? Are garbage of a particular political party? What nonsense are you talking?
Infosys is not alone in Bangalore
Madhav,
or in
this is ridiculous.
Karnataka.
Madhav, may I come in?
Madhav,
Yeah, okay,
Infosys
Prashant,
is not
respond to
alone
that. I
in
also want you to
Bangalore.
respond to the attack on Narayan Murthy by, what is coming from Priyank Kharge. He says that
Yes.
his refusal to sign on that caste survey or his objection to it is being taken as an act by the BJP. Has the BJP endorsed that?
No, Madhav, look at the audacity of Priyank Kharge. The chief minister is on record stating that participating in the survey is voluntary, and if any citizen opts out, nobody can be forced. And moreover, the law should remain the same whether you are Narayan Murthy or a street vendor. The law and the constitution remain the same. Therefore, when Narayan Murthy has exercised his right to not to participate in the survey, Priyank Kharge or Santosh Lad or DK Shivakumar have no business to even question him as to why he does not participate, because he has exercised his option to not participate. These people do not know the meaning of consent and they only want to vilify people. And this again, I'm telling you, a veiled threat to Narayan Murthy and family saying, look, you are going against us. You should have participated. You should not have endorsed your own right. This is the problem here. It is
Ravi
not
Srivastava,
about
quick
the
response from you
pothole.
on this. Do you endorse this view that just because he's not participating
No,
in a
Madhav.
government survey, he's doing BJP's propaganda, or he's taken BJP's permission to do that?
No. Madhav, I'm not here in agreement with that. The point here is that all these surveys are meant towards certain objective by the government. There is an option. You don't want to participate in that, you don't participate. But in such case, later on, some policy decisions are taken and you are deprived of that, then you should not blame the government. Because the
That's
government
okay.
has
This is not an issue that he's talking about. If he doesn't want to, and if the government and chief minister have said that one can opt out if they want to, then that's perfectly fine. He should be allowed to do so, and that should not be politicized. This is where the problem is at the moment. Let's leave it there. GS Prashant, Priya Chetty Rajgopal, Ashwani Kumar Mishra, Ravi Srivastava. Let's just remember that when it comes to icons, certainly nobody is above the law, nobody is above question. But unnecessarily dragging the comments into politics of the day, is that really what is appropriate, or should there be solutions found to the serious problems such as infrastructure that plague not just Bengaluru but many of our cities across the country? Let's leave it there for the moment. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.